I was like, Mommy, what the heck happened? And she's like, your grandma. I'm like, okay. I'm dead serious. Like, the dress didn't look like this when I bought it.
My mum is the same.
Is she?
I hope I go that way.
Oh, honey, it'll come. It'll come.
I don't think it will.
Like, I don't
it's
think
really
it will.
disappointing.
You're like, oh. Talk to me about Lindsay. This character, I mean, what she goes through with her daughter is such a heartbreaking story. Talk to me about that.
Oh, well, it's completely unpredictable. It's completely unexpected. And I wanted to show that level of, this is impossible. This doesn't happen to me. And that's what happens very often is we think, this happens to other people. Right. This doesn't happen to me. And that's the truth of it. And that's how we judge people. You know, someone who's homeless, well, they must have done something. Someone who loses their child, well, they must have really, you know. And of course, the truth is they have done something. But what has motivated or led them to that something? And is there anything that we could have done to help?
Exactly.
Society could have done to help.
And hard times. A lot of people right now, due to the economic downturn, have fallen on hard times.
Economic down, you know, to do with scandalous business at the banks. I mean, my goodness, people
are still walking away with astronomical salaries.
Of course, I can't even talk about it anymore because I feel like no matter how much you talk about it, how much we rail against it, nothing changes. Right. So, like, okay, what has to happen? And that's why I love Occupy. I love this movement that's just popping up around the globe. I think they are tremendous.
I agree.
And because if the governments aren't going to do anything, you know, we're going to have to take to the streets and do things ourselves.
Do you consider yourself an activist?
I am, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I'm a human rights activist.
Okay.
Which basically means I'm an everything activist.
I love
you know, because human rights are sort of at the core of everything. And funnily enough, with good deeds, I feel like human rights are at the core of what we're trying to do. Because we are, I mean, both characters are trying to scrape away to find what their human rights are. You know, and they're both in different ways. Lindsay's is obvious. She's lost her husband in the war in Iraq. She's lost her career as a result. She's lost her husband. She's lost her career. She's lost her job. She's lost her home. She's lost her child. I mean, but the domino effect is very often what does happen in life. It's like we're just living in this very fragile deck of cards, and it's gone. Yeah. And this idea that we have any control over anything, it's such an illusion. And then you have, you know, Mr. Wesley Deeds, who literally has it all.
Agreed.
And he's miserable.
Agreed.
You know?
Speaking of Mr. Wesley Deeds, Tyler said that he was a big practical joker on set. He said that he swapped out Gabrielle's water one day with vodka.
He didn't.
Yes, he did. And so I'm wondering if he played any practical jokes on you.
No! That is so unfair!
Not
you
quite.
know, everybody likes a little drink in the middle of the afternoon.
Hello.
Wow. I didn't know that about you.
That's hilarious, right?
Wow,
You know
that's what I usually do. I'm surprised at him.
You're a big practical joker?
I didn't on this movie. It was too serious.
Okay. Well, I also have always wanted to know, ever since I've heard your name, my parents are from Zimbabwe, and so my name is Shona, it's Danai Maraire, and I'm like, Thandie is a huge, huge name in our culture. Is one of your parents Shona?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, which one of your parents?
I'm really freaked out. Yeah, my mum.
Yes, I'm from Zimbabwe.
Nyasha. Which part of Zimbabwe?
My niece's name is Nyasha.
Nyasha's a very common name too.
God, I know, right?
Whereabouts in Zimbabwe?
From Mutare, from Harare.
What?
Yes. Please don't tell me that you're from...
Yeah, my mum's from Harare. She's from, on the outskirts, Highfields. Yeah, well, her family grew up in Highlands, which is super rural. Highfields is sort of where they sort of graduated to. Yeah.
And have you been there?
Lots.
Lots and lots.
Haven't for a long time. I can't. It's difficult, you know?
Of course. Yes, I do know. And the children, are you going to take the kids?
I hope so one day.
I hope so.
I really do. I have a lot of family there. My mum goes. She goes every year at the moment because her last sister is old and unwell. I miss it. It's the breadbasket of Africa.
It's so
beautiful. When was the last time you were there?
I was there 10 years ago. So, same thing.
I think it's changed a lot.
It's changed a ton. And my great-grandmother just passed away, so I'm trying to arrange a trip. But God bless her.
She was there.
102. So, great genes, great life, all of that, yes.
Wow.
I'm trying to arrange a trip now. But I hear why it's
and where
very
do you
difficult. Where do we live?
Yeah.
Where does my father live? It's a bluff.
No, sorry, here.
Oh, here.
In America.
Sherman Oaks. I'm here.
How long have you been in LA?
I've been in LA for about 10 years.
And before that?
Before that, I went to school in D.C. at Howard University.
And before that?
And before that, my parents landed in Seattle. So my father plays marimba. He had a marimba band, and he taught African music.
From
Shona
Zimbabwe,
music
so you went from Zimbabwe
to Seattle. Yes, taught Shona music at the University of Zimbabwe.
How long ago was that?
He came in the 60s. Both of my parents are musicians. He passed away 10 years ago, and they brought the music there. So if you go from Mexico to Canada, and you know anything about any marimba bands, Shona bands, anything about Mbira music, anything, my father started that. He was in my textbooks when I was in school.
So you were born in LA?
I was born in Seattle.
Oh, in Seattle, of course. Amazing.
I know.
Yay.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Does anybody call you Thandie?
No.
Well,
You do.
I will.
Nicole Kidman.
I can believe that from the very flirting.
Nicole Kidman calls me Thandie.
I love
And Naomi Watts.
I love that.
Yeah.
I know we've gone way over. I'm so
No, but
grateful
that's-
for you guys for.
No, because that's heavy.
You know, I know. I'm gonna give you a huge hug, but
Yeah,
yes,
That's really amazing.
you have to take the babies. Oh, okay, yes. No worries. I can hug you on camera, but that's cool. Thank you so much.
I hope you get to go back and honour your grandmother.
Me too.
That'd be
Me
great,
too.
wouldn't it?
Yes.